Alright, let me walk you through the primary core necessity to success, right? This is the first and foremost initial necessity you want to have if you are in pursuit of success. Simply told, that is a change in perspective. You need to change how you see things, how you think, how you feel. Right. To explain this furthermore, I will bring forth an analogy, right? Normally, the natural preference or the inclination of a young boy would be a young girl who is fair in complexion, who has a white skin, right? Among most boys, right? Most boys are attracted to young women, right? Young ladies who have white skin, right? But if you ask me, with me, I would prefer a woman who is of dark complexion to someone who is white, right? These are not based on facts, but I am trying to bring forth an analogy to explain things in detail, right? Likewise, you need to entirely change, alter your perspective, how you see things. See, now the society has conditioned you, programmed how you see things, how you listen, how you hear, how you perceive things. In total, how you perceive things, the society has altered. So even you might think at some point, I'm acting based on my feelings. No, the society has in totality changed, altered your senses, your sensory input. It has been altered by the society. It has been conditioned, changed by the society. So you are acting and reacting in a way the society wants you to, but not based on who you are, not based on your potential, right? Imagine in Sri Lanka, right? Most of our students, they would select or at least try to select the socially favored A-level, advanced level stream, because that's what the society thinks that is respectable. So that's what the society demands. That's what and where the society pushes you. So I don't know whether you can comprehend me, whether you are with me. What I'm trying to say is, the society is not working for you. The society is working against you, right? Because you are in a potential maybe somewhere else, but the society has conditioned you, programmed you to such extent you cannot run away from it. You just simply plainly accept it as your fate, as your destiny, as what the society wants you. True, you are a social animal, we are social creatures, but never let sociality define you. Never let sociality define who you are, who you would be. Society cannot forecast who you are. Now, what's the society doing? Society is working against us. The society has separated you and me. Between you and me, as of this moment, I am speaking, there is a huge distance, barrier, gap between us. We never can connect. We never can connect at a human, meaningful way, right? I'm not outspoken, right? I'm not being outspoken here, right? Imagine these key things, right? It may be the race, it may be the nationality, it may be the ethnicity, it may be the color of the skin, it may be the language, our mother tongue, that separates us. Between you and me, if we are in pursuit of success, if you are trying to ascend the ladder to success, we cannot have such differences. We cannot discriminate people in such a manner, right? For instance, right, remove your glasses. I'm not referring to these glasses, right? Physical, literal glasses, right? Don't take all my words in a level of denotation, right? Remove the glasses, figurative, metaphorical glasses the society has implanted in your eyes, right? You are seeing things the way The society wants you to, right? Few years back, Sri Lanka was transplanted with this feudal mentality, right? Now the feudalism in Sri Lanka, it is something inherent. The class system, the social class system, it is something inherent, right? There, the society, people were divided into two, right? Kulatto and Kulahina, right? People who had a better caste and who had a lower caste. So even the caste, it is separating both you and me. Unless you denounce and renounce all these barriers to success, right? Now imagine the worst thing is a student, right? He is facing an exam tomorrow, right? He won't step out from his house without seeing an auspicious moment according to his birth time, right? Birth time, the horoscope which was made looking at the planetary position by an astrologer, and astrology came to Sri Lanka, came to Sri Lanka from India, and during that transmission it took ages and there might have been deficiencies. So how would astrology be right? How would astrology be right? Now I'm not trying to satirize anything here, right? I'm just trying to open your eyes of wisdom, open your mind's eye. If you don't understand these things, if you don't see things for which they are, you will never succeed in your life. So number one, once again I am reiterating, recapitulating, right? Number one, alter your perspective, change your perspective in totally 100%. You need to change your perspective, how you look at things, how you see things, right? You cannot have such discriminations. You cannot. Now imagine those things, they, right? It might be the nationality, it might be the skin color, it might be the first tongue, L1 of a person, right? If you act based on such things to distance yourself from another, right, you won't be able to collaborate with someone, right? To do a video, right? To do a podcast, right? To do something creative. So you will never be a leader because you will never have a following, because you lack teamwork. And another thing I see in Sri Lanka, right, is this employee mentality of students, which is fostered by our parents and teachers as well, right? They have the attitude of a laborer, of a servant, right? Their biggest dream is to, right, work under someone, work under somebody's shoes, right? What's this, right? Why do you work hard, sweat so much, so that someone else can profit from you, profit from your labor, right? Profit from your knowledge, profit from your experience? Why cannot you discipline yourself into a level that you can manage your skills so that you will be productive in life, right? Now almost all component, grade 1 to 13, all those subjects, theoretical aspects, they're simply theory, right? Now I don't know to what level, almost zero, that they are beneficial for a student to get a job, to do a job, right? To do a job. No. The problem is, now I have been doing classes, conducting classes, lecturing for almost 9 years, and all my students, they have been raining A+. So what's the secret? The secret is practicality of nature. If if those theoretical aspects, if the teacher doesn't open the book and teach it, transmit the printed knowledge in a practical way, if knowledge is not transmitted in a practical way, such knowledge would not be beneficial to develop the character, personality of a student. It won't be able, such knowledge won't be able to be monetized, right? So that's the key difference, right? When I'm doing class, right, I will always emphasize on practicality. If you don't teach the student in a practical context, he won't remember, he won't acquire it smoothly, because now the human mind works. How the human mind works is, the human mind is, now we as humans, we remember, we grasp things if that body of knowledge is attached to a key memory, key moment, right? Knowledge attached to practical context. So whatever the knowledge I'm transmitting, if it is not attached to a practical context, as students, their human mind would forget it eventually. But if you teach it practically, right, they would remember, right? They would incorporate it into their personality, they would develop their personality, they would develop their character, they would internalize, absorb, right? That's it. If a teacher wants a student to internalize knowledge, right, then teach it in a practical way, in a apt, appropriate practical context. Another big thing, another secret, let me tell you, another secret is, now if you are planning to be good at one thing, right, then you should be prepared to lose everything you have in order to achieve perfection at that thing, right? If you plan to be perfect at one thing, if you plan for perfection at one thing, you should be prepared to renounce everything for the sake of attaining that one thing. Prince Siddhartha, he renounced everything, all those castles, pleasures and everything, to attain that omniscient knowledge. We call it Sarvajna in Pali. And Jesus renounced everything for the sake of winning liberty, for the sake of delivering the souls of all of us, humankind. So how did I perfect HNDE? How did I perfect High National Diploma in English? All those modules, 33 plus final year research. How did I achieve perfection of HNDE? I renounced everything, right? I sacrificed everything to achieve that one thing, HNDE. Now because I achieved HNDE, I recovered all those things I sacrificed because of HNDE. So see the cyclicality of these things. Cyclicality. Unless you sacrifice everything toward achievement of one stipulated thing, you won't be gaining perfection at anything. And nowadays I am seeing people, they are somewhat good at this thing and somewhat good at this thing and somewhat good. No one is perfect. To be perfect, it's of the essence that you renounce everything toward the acquisition of one particular aimed goal that you need to keep in your mind, right? And before I will leave, I will once again recapitulate what I said is, now you should have a world view, right? I told you, expand your perspective. You should expand, alter how you perceive things, alter your perspective, change in totality your perspective, right? Now, coming from a traditional tropical country, look at the people who are successful today. It may be Warren Buffett, right? It may be Steve Jobs, right? I don't know, right? Whoever your role model be, whoever it might be, whoever in your view might be a successful person, right? If you are a martial artist, right? Bruce Lee might be your icon of success. So let him define you what success is, right? So look at them, right? Did they discriminate other people? No, they went toward others, right? They coped with others, right? Now Bruce Lee might have coped at a time where there was discrimination based on color. He worked with blacks as well as whites. He worked with everyone. In Asian context, in European context, with everyone he collaborated, right? If you want to grow, you should leave behind all those things which are dragging from all those things which are dragging from your leg, right? If there is a force which is dragging you, pushing you behind, number one, you should overcome such forces. You should, right? You should be delivered from those obstacles in life, right? That's why number one, never forget this lesson in your life, right? You need to change your perspective, how you see things, right? Try to understand how a success person thinks, how a success person feels, right? What a success person would be doing, right? So I expect to bring more and more videos on how to be successful, on how to be a successful person in your life, right? Irrespective of the field you are in, right? Irrespective of the field you are in, the system of higher education, the module, whatever you might be following, it might be different, but the key steps, the steps to success, it remains the same, it remains constant, right? So mind is chief, right? You need to change your mindset, right? You need to change your mindset from zero to hero, right? From a person who is weak to a person who is strong, from a person who is lazy to a person who is inspired by successful personalities.